There was a clip that started spreading today earlier, around mid morning, and by afternoon ish now, millions of people had already seen it. And based on that clip, people thought they understood exactly what happened. But a few hours later, more footage came out, and it changed how the entire situation looked. And most people never saw that part. Now, the version that actually went viral first was short, about 8 to 10 seconds. No context, no explanation, just enough to make you feel like you were seeing something maybe clearly. And it started exactly where these things usually do, on TikTok first. From there, it moved over to X, and by the time it hit YouTube, it wasn't just a clip anymore. It was a whole story. People were already explaining what happened. They were assigning intent, taking sides, filling in details that weren't even shown. And once that starts, it spreads faster than the video itself. So now this is where things start to shift. Because later that day, early evening, more footage showed up. Same situation, same people, just longer. Different angle. And suddenly, what looked obvious earlier wasn't as clear anymore. The tone changed. What people thought was intentional started to look unclear. What felt like a complete story started to feel like something was a little missing. And this is the exact moment where things split. Because now there are two versions. The version people saw first, and the version with more context. And those two don't spread the same way. The first version is fast. It's emotional. It's simple. You see it, you react, you move on. The second version requires you to stop, rewatch, rethink what you already believed. And most people don't do that. They don't go back. They don't look for updates. They don't check if anything changed. They stay with the first version they saw. And this is where things get kind of interesting, because it's not just about one clip. This happens constantly now. A moment gets captured, cut down to the most intense few seconds, of course, and posted without context. It spreads quickly because it feels clear. But clarity doesn't always mean accuracy. It just means it's easy to understand. And the problem is, once people feel like they understand something, they stop questioning it. They don't wait for more information. They don't expect the story to change. But almost always it does. Just later. And by the time that later version shows up, the moment has already passed. People have already reacted, already formed opinions, already moved on. So now you have a situation where what actually happened and what people believe happened aren't exactly the same thing. And the gap between those two is where these shifts kind of happen, or they do. Because the internet doesn't reward the full story. No. It rewards the fastest version of the story. The most emotional version, the most immediate version. And that's usually the one where people see it first. So even when more context comes out, even when the situation becomes clearer, that original impression doesn't fully go away. It sticks. And that's why something can go viral and still be misunderstood at the same time, and usually. Because most people aren't seeing the whole thing. They're seeing the version that got there first. And once you start noticing that, you see it everywhere. Not just with clips like this, but with headlines, breaking news, AI content, anything that spreads quickly online. Because what you see first isn't always what actually happened. We should know that. And most people just, they don't realize the difference. See you tomorrow, guys.